Hello and welcome back for part 3 of my little Snippet book, Snippet Saturday. And I did this off camera. I was fiddling around making this at night, and I thought that this would be a good way to cover up the spine, because it'll go like this. And I thought that that was a bit thin, so that's what we're doing at the moment. That's where I'm up to. And I decided I would do, I've actually put some fabric fix down the sides just to hold it down while I'm sewing it, and so as not to get stuck with the pins. And I'm doing a varied blanket stitch along this edge. Finally got to use this thicker yellow that was too thick for the writing. So I hope everyone is well today. Now that's finished being sewn on. Now I think that as I was sewing this and trying to vary my stitches so as there was variety, I was thinking about a lady sitting on the train embroidering to take up the time as she went to work or came home from work. And that really has helped me to add the apparition of the faces in the crowd aspect to the book. So I know that I'll probably do a little bit more with that, but I'm just now looking at this and just looking at how it might just end up being glued on, but how to best get it on. I think gluing it helps it to be a little bit more secure. I also love the threads. I think the threads are going to stay. They're going to just remind me of the crowds on the trains, in the subway, on the metro. Right, so this is where we're up to. I still feel there has to be something on here. And possibly a bit more done on here. So let's just take this out the way for a minute and just have a look. Alright. The apparition of these faces in the crowd. So that sort of feels a little bit congested too, and I know I don't feel like I've congested it enough for that, but I have got this conglomeration here, so that sort of has that, that tension of being all close together. This is really busy, and like I said, like the lady doing her embroidery, but it's also very busy. There's lots of stitching, there's lots of there's this one bit of material, but then there's this added lace over the top, and then all the stitching, and then the sort of the raggedy mishmash of the blanket stitch. So this is stuck down nicely. However, as you know, with me, there's always a little bit of experiment on camera rather than having it all preconceived outside of the camera. I love the spontaneity. It puts you sort of on the spot a little bit on camera, of being in the moment. Alright, so this was the thread. I was going to try and sew my backing I was going to try and sew this on, the spine on with that, and this is, it's a polyester, does it say anymore, M782, doesn't sort of say how thick it is, but it's actually quite thick. So on the top, no, nothing. It's quite a good thick polyester, so I tried to use it with my sewing machine, but that just did not work, and my sewing machine is really playing up at the moment, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Okay, let's move all this mess. Now I know that this is going to be stuck down and hidden, so it doesn't really matter too much what's going to happen on the back of that. And I think what I'd like to do is a few more stitches either end, just so I know it's really secured down. It almost looks like little staples almost, doesn't it? Just maybe another one in here. I actually like the simplicity of it through here, so I don't really want to overdo it too much here. So just a few on the ends will help it to stay. Alright, so that's that done. Now, still trying to decide if I want to do more work on that before I sew it to the backing. And let's have a look. A little bit undecided, so I'm going to sleep on it. That's always a good thing, and see how I feel in the morning. Right, I've done quite a bit of work on this, and just coming back round to the start. It's a very thick canvas to sew through. I don't think my machine probably wouldn't have gotten through it properly, so I've been hand sewing around the edge, which has been quite a hard go on the old hands, but so far I'm liking it. It's giving it a very rustic feel. I almost feel like a fisherman sewing my net. The big needle and the big thread. Haven't quite ended up at the right spot. Perfect imperfection. There we go. poke it through there. Cut it off so it's on the inside there. All right, let's have a look. In a Station of the Metro by Ezra Pound. The apparition of these faces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. There we go. There's my first attempt at a snippet book, and I think I'm going to be making many more. They don't always, of course, have to be this height or width. They don't have to have a spine. They could be, I think the next one I'll try will be more like something like that, that's all on a cotton reel and wound up. But this was a great little start, and I loved it, and I love it, and I love the end result. And there we go. Hope you've enjoyed this 3-part series of the snippet rolls. I'll be back and I will speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Love you lots. Bye.